Recording in progress.
Recording
Thank you,
in progress.
Shamanche, for your time and for everything you're going to share.
Thank you for inviting me.
Before we start with the questions, please tell the audience something about yourself, a few words about yourself.
I'm Alexander Evtimov, but everybody calls me Shamancheto, which means the small shaman. I'm a therapist, art therapist, psychotherapist, but I work as a composer and actor as well. I combine theater and music at the age of psychology. I have a company for sound. I have a label, Big Band for independent music. I'm part of a lot of democratic processes. I've been supervising the democratic school, the first democratic school for a few years in Bulgaria. I'm educator, facilitator. Complicated juggling life between different entities, different balls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's me.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So we are gathered today within the framework of the culpeer-digital project, but we want to hear about what you are doing, about a project that is of interest to you and that is your passion. So if you can start by giving it a name for the audience and describing it shortly.
Yeah, there are three projects that I kind of associate with the COVID blossoming of internet communication. So the first one is Story Catchers, which is an NGO and it's a theater company for playback theater. For those of you who don't know, it's a special form of improvisational theater that appeared in the 70s in the States, and the idea is that the audience gives the scenario, gives the stories, and well-trained actors and a facilitator and a musician give it back, hence playback theater. So we were quite young company, and COVID came, and we had bans for all our venues, for all our contracts, so we had to do something online. And it was probably the first time we started thinking about adapting an art form. It's at the age of psychology, but it's theater, it's an art form. So we made two performances in Zoom. And it was experience in adapting theater into cinema. So we started working with plans, with objects. We started imagining a film in this frame. And this was the moment that it all started to roll for us. There were good performances. We had a good feeling, and we saw the potential of combining the power of cinema with this technique. But still, we prefer the the live contact. So when it was possible, we went back into stage. At the same moment. All over the world, not only in my country, but businesses were collapsing. So I had to think ideas to adapt. And in my music company, we also put a lot of effort into the internet area. We started a virtual stage when we filmed and recorded musicians. It's called Big Band Small Sessions in the YouTube you can watch. Then it follow up with another playlist in this channel for educational videos about home studio music makers and not was not only about them, but people that are starting their first steps into music and music for cinema and theater. And it was it is still going. It's in Bulgarian. People are our audience is growing, and people appreciate that we speak the mother language in this channel because. The internet is full of English language educational videos, but not a lot in Bulgarian. This put me even deeper into the vast space of the visual artists, because you have a new concept for me as a musician and theater actor. This was a new idea. I like movies. I make video with my phones, but this was a new era. Yeah.
True, for
So
all of us.
maybe I'm a little bit chaotic going from project to project, but as I explained you in the beginning, that's me. I'm juggling. I'm juggling.
And it's all connected.
It's all connected. At the same
All
time,
connected.
I was part as a therapist in a big project. Uh, it was about coaching leaders in patient organizations, and it was all based at the beginning on live meetings, but slowly it evolved into, of course, into Zoom, and then also all this information added. Uh, I started translating some even small games, inventing starters, warm-ups in Zoom. I just we talked with Zornitsa before. I gave her some nice examples. One is, how do you feel now? I don't feel very good. I'm feeling better, but oh, today I feel super high. Can you show? And so this honesty test. Okay, when I'm in a Zoom meeting in process, I'm looking only at my picture, or I'm starting to look at the others. All the time, I look only the others. I don't like to look at myself. So it's a like kind of honesty test. And my passion in psychology made me read a lot about what's going on. Why is this fatigue when we are in online situation? What is going on? So I don't know if you noticed, but from the start of the our conversation, I'm moving a lot. I'm coming close to you. I'm going back. I'm using a lot of gestures, even a little bit over exaggerated now. But this is because I learned that probably it's growing, I think, but 80 to 90% of the information we get from communication is from body language, from gesture, from expression of the face. So if we are in a situation where there is a person who is static and only talking all the time,
Oh,
you are all the time constantly losing information, and your brain, which basic function is to compose some symphony from the chaos, starts inventing, imagining a lot of material, and this is fatiguing. So this is an advice when you are in the online communication. Try to make different plans to make it a little bit more
yeah.
lively. I would say more lively.
You are applying peer learning on me right now, which is excellent. I thank you so much for
Yeah, yeah,
these.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
for
can
these
try.
pieces
You
of
can try.
advice. No, I understand. Yeah, but when I okay, now when I speak, maybe it would make a difference if I start moving. And probably, yeah, it's important for the speaker to also see the audience engaged somehow. And how do you get people to have their cameras on all the time? Do you manage with that? Have you discovered a way? Because for me personally, this is a challenge. or is it because the topics are different?
Uh, the topics are different. When there is a frame and it's between it's in the frame of a project, this is a must.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see faces. Of course, there is always some exclusions, but overall, I
Yeah.
try to keep it as a rule. And
Yeah.
this is when I'm dealing with administrating a Zoom meeting, for instance. But
Mm-hmm.
when it's about theater, it's impossible to do this. So there should be an outside person that's doing all the administration, all the technical stuff. So I don't think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you involve your participants uh, in the processes, in the projects? How do you reach out to them?
Of course, through through internet, through the same media. Basically, basically there is most of the magic happens before when you invent some kind of structure that is more lively and floaty. Uh, to address it in the correct way so it's catchy for the people and also know really well what are the possibilities of the platform that you're using. So mm,
Mm.
uh, a lot of times we make a lot of rooms, a lot of small meetings between the audience so they get to know each other, they talk a little bit with one another, break the whole audience into parts and discuss a theme. Uh, this is a kind of, although virtual, it's a movement from room to room. So basically, I would say, especially in Zoom rooms is a great place to start thinking about this. Of course, we are also incorporating other platforms for making more visual and more home multimedia content incorporated into a process like this, online process like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So everything has benefits and challenges. Uh, so according to you, what are the benefits of transiting to the digital dimension?
For sure, the benefit is the positive part of globalization. This is something that we cannot ignore. We learn about things really fast, and we can learn them. I'm not speaking about the official channels, but we can learn them from one another really fast. We're connected, and this is a new sense of connection that came through COVID. Before this, I didn't have this feeling because everywhere, all over the world, you can see different languages and you recognize this word koi. The whole planet was talking about one thing. So it's one positive is the it's a topic, but there is some kind of unity into this. Also, another dimension is the possibility, the vast possibility as area space. It's an infinite space. It's a positive thing, also negative, but it's infinite space. So in music, I learned that recently they're arguing if it's 36,000 or 60,000 new songs every day through the online platforms, just through Spotify, Apple Music, all this Tidal. So it's a explosion of people showing their art. Explosion of people sharing ideas. Um, there is no limits. There is no this what was before these oceans these secrets from the east, from the west, and now
Yeah.
everything is floating. All this I accept as positive. I see the potential. I don't know if it's brave to say, but probably it's possible some kind of a new renaissance to be born in the network. Probably it's for sure for countries that are young democracies. This is great because it allows critical media. It allows the forming of a civil society. Although internet is a different. This is the positive thing.
Yeah.
The negative thing is this fatigue, this oversaturation with digital, with images, the connection with the machines. If I sum up that I spend on my laptop, in the computer, in the studio, on my phone, on the iPad, and so on, it's scary. It's scary. It also in psychiatry there is a new condition, nomophobia, when you're with the fear that you lost your smartphone.
Yeah.
So how many people of you now watching this are going with their smartphones in the toilet? I'm doing it. So it's something that is all the time with us, and we are having it's an intense communication, it's multi-channel communication. uh, it also doesn't have it needs your personal discipline to have emotional hygiene, because working day is over and you
Yeah.
go with friends, but online
No.
it's all over. I've been answering emails at 1 o'clock at night uh, because my feeling of urgent. So this is a total negative thing. Mm, the other negative thing that I see is the way the thing that we lose while adapting. Like, for instance, if a person is lonely, before you stay at home, you stay at home till you're totally bored, you're pissed of staying at home, and you finally decide to go out. And something
Yeah.
happens, and you meet somebody, and something strange, new accident, something happens to you, and you move. But in this era, even before COVID, with this explosion of Facebook, you're having this illusion that you're very well connected with a lot of people, that you have social. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, and it takes a longer time to get the feeling of bored and pissed, and do some real thing. This is totally uh, a negative thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so hard to find the balance and keep the balance. And actually, balance is constantly moving.
Balance, it's more like homeostasia, like dynamic balance.
Yeah,
It's the only constant thing in life is
this
change. This is
change. True, true. Yeah.
this is it. So yeah, it's adapting and adapting and adapting. It's complicated. We're dealing with some complicated thing. I was thinking it's not only about the internet, not only about this online, the viral stuff, but about the TV and the media and the way we live, the speed we live. Like it was not long ago. Maybe my grandparent or my his grandparent, maybe in his whole life he met so many people that I can meet in one day in an airport, or just scrolling scrolling through the Facebook. And this is something we remember. The human brain is built in this way, that every time you see human eyes,
Hmm.
you remember. That's why when we walk on the street and we see somebody, oh, it looks, probably you've seen this person
Before.
before. So it's a vast space of our memory that is
Yeah.
being stuck with faces of. people from media, from the virtual, from everywhere. It's
Overload. Yeah,
overload. Yeah.
overload. So at the beginning of this talk, you mentioned the transition of playback to the digital space and about doing something which was semi-theater, semi-cinematographic
Mm.
experience. But how did you succeed in creating the same experience for the audience, or as similar to the real thing for the audience as possible?
This is the first thing that we tried. The first thing we
Hmm.
tried to explore, to measure this question, to see. So we made rehearsals when some of us were in the audience in Zoom, and we saw how it's happening, and then we realized that it's impossible, and we should forget this, and we should just think of something new. And the
Hmm.
moment that we thought about this space as a new possibility, as a new thing, everything was open. So you can do it. We tried a lot to adapt theater to the virtual space, but it came out that you just has to start with the thinking of cinema.
Hmm. Okay, so you were using stories. You were basing your recordings, let's say, on stories that you received in advance.
No, it was
No,
online. Like,
it was online.
okay, so there is a administrator that's taking care of the screens and everything. So if somebody wants to share something, they pop up with the conductor of the performance, of the facilitator of the performance. So probably they look like they look like two of us, like we look like now.
Hmm.
We are talking. I get some idea from you, some emotions, some probably a story later on in the performance, and then I give it to the actors and the musician to play. And there is a new screen that
Okay,
it's the actual act. And then when I address the audience, the platform is with all the small screens with the audience, so it's constant changing.
understood. So the
Yeah.
cinematographic approach was used for delivering I mean, the
For
technological
delivering
aspect. Yeah,
the
but
playback.
otherwise the theatrical elements are all there, regardless of the use of technology, you can
The,
say, and the
there
improvisation and the spontaneity and everything.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
it's there.
everything, yeah.
Wonderful.
Actually, they are also in cinema. Theater is older than cinema, so it's the idea for movement, gesture, posture, for it's it's
Yeah,
there.
wonderful. Well, thank you. You are giving those who haven't considered technology as their way of continuing their creative life some hope that it is possible and it can be satisfying for both the actors, the creative people, and the audience.
Yeah, maybe one good key for this is
Hmm.
we all of us we now experienced this. Uh, so we know when we are into virtual communication what we lack and what is not well, or what made us feel distant.
Yeah,
So when we are making content for interaction into the virtual, remember this. Think how you to not be part of the problem and be part of the solution.
yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you so much. This was really lovely
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
informative and interesting. And I will stop the recording now. And as soon as the video is on the Culpeer digital platform, I will send it to you so that you can also share it with anyone.
Great.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shamanche.
Thank you.